Hey, it's Jose Galizon. You're watching No Way Jose. You can find me on No Way Jose YouTube channel, all the major auto podcatchers, and Odyssey as well. Today we are doing 4 Ponyboys, doing it up again. Today we have a few fellas with us today. Reed won't make it. He might make it later in the episode, but we'll see. Do want to let you guys know these episodes, 4 Ponyboys. So my patrons, just let you guys know these ones are not behind the paywall. So these ones just go out, but I do give you guys the option to drop questions in the chat, or you can do it. Give me like a mailbag type thing in the Patreon. So that's always an option if you want that little perk. But aside from that, rest stuff usually get the paywall thing. If you want that, it's patreon.com. Just No Way Jose 2020. I gotta recognize my sponsors real quick. I have Mikkel Thorpe of the Expat Money Show. They have Jeremy, who has an Etsy store at etsy.com/shop/raising liberty, and also Toad, my co-host of Tower Power Hour. He decided to start pitching in and give me money. So yeah, definitely go check out my other show, Tower Power Hour. Toad's one of my co-hosts. TPH_Toad is his @ on Twitter if you want to follow him there. Let's get these guys in here. Get fucking going to it. What's up, Clint? The man with a silky smooth fucking voice.
What's up, brother?
What's up?
Good to see you. I just took a nap, so the voice is particularly fucking very white right now.
Yeah, I actually texted you right before this because I looked at your Twitter and I saw you hadn't done anything in 8 hours, and I was like, oh fuck, Clint's old, so like he could just pass out. So I'm like, I better message him, make sure he's showing up. And I was
you're lucky I'm not just dead. I mean, it could happen at any minute. At any minute with someone at my age, it's just like you never know.
Well, you didn't get a pokey poke, so you should be all right. You're only in your 50s.
That's true.
All right, it's getting here. My favorite white supremacist, TopLobsta. What's up, man?
Hello,
For those listening to audio, he is a little bit darker shade of brown. So he's Puerto Rican, so it's okay if he's white supremacist.
Yeah, we're getting progressively darker as we go. We've got the whitest guy, Jose, the second whitest black person, Clint. Now I'm like kind of there, and our next person coming on is going to be a little bit darker than me.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it'll show up on the little screen, but here we go. And Royce Lopez.
Am I a little darker than you? I don't think so.
I don't know. I feel like you speak Spanish, Royce.
Okay, so I mean, so you mean like yes, I do speak Spanish. You're right.
Ethnically darker than me.
Yes. Yeah. Speaking of that, I'm also a hardcore white supremacist according to the SPLC. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, they're full of shit. They haven't found out about me yet.
It's okay if you're brown though. You can get away with it. I tell people this all the time. This is a made up name. I'm 100% a white dude. I just I find it funny that I feel like I've been able to get away with slightly more just because there's like a weird little Hispanic people just assume. But I'm very open. It's completely made up name. So
I'm just happy to hear that the SPLC's got something right finally, calling you white supremacist.
I mean, thank God, I mean, it's like they've been wrong so many times. It's so funny because this is like after this whole DeSantis thing and with DeSantis went in Miami and stuff. Like I love these people. They make me so happy. So this is some sort of lefty idiot. At this point, Cubans are a lost cause for the Democratic Party and should not be automatically given refugee status in our country. Make them wait in line, same as Republicans want all of the immigrants to do. Why is it okay for them to come into our country illegally? So all of a sudden, it's like, you got to go back. You beaners got to go back.
I'll be right back.
That's it. He's going back. It's fucking Beaner. I just saw a tweet here. South Carolina U.S. Senate Democratic candidate Crystal Matthews immediately deletes her Twitter account after losing to Tim Scott. And I don't give a fuck about politics general South Carolina politics, but this just really makes me so happy. I just imagine the slew of emotions that's going through this dumb bitch's head. And she's like, just goes right to the Twitter. Like, I don't need this anymore.
This is everything going on today has been just amazing.
Yeah, no, this is not live.
Oh no, yeah. I wasn't trying to throw off I was trying to demonstrate. Yes, it is live since I just brought up. We will take super chats. I know Royce is a slew of haters. I will take your money and I will read your stuff. Although here's one that didn't pay, but I did want to bring it up just because I'm telling you this is way too deep of a question for us to be able to answer quickly. There's so many what do you mean? I would say consult Tower Power. We've covered this topic repeatedly. Whether we are actually gay or just ironically, what even is gay? It's a philosophical thing. Really.
I'd say it's a hard yes, soft no.
Yeah, it's gender fluid. It's like whatever, man. Who knows?
Yeah, depends on
couple
the
dudes hanging out. Who cares?
What do you mean? Limp gay or do you mean gay?
Limp Bizkit's not just a band; it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
The hot dog flavored water, baby.
Seriously, fuck. What a gay ass band that was. Jesus Christ.
I mean, talk all the shit you want about Clinton when he's not here, but not to his face. That's not very nice.
Oh no, I was talking. Oh, Fred Durst. Just because he looks like Fred Durst doesn't mean I was fucking talking about him.
I heard that there's supposed to be a blood moon tonight too. You guys,
last night, or
I thought that was last night.
Yeah.
Was it? I don't. When they say in the middle, like in the morning, I get very confused. So I guess that was today already. I missed it.
I heard it was last night. My wife says last night. She works nights. I guess she went out and looked at it real quick. It was only like a 30-minute window or some shit, like 2 a.m. Yeah,
I missed it.
I think it's a little bit overrated. I don't care that much about a fucking moon personally. Well, fucking Top threw us off. Let's go ahead and get into it. I wanted to talk shit first about our favorite friend, our favorite dude, Hector Roos. I want to hear your background, Royce. I know I haven't really followed the tale of you and Hector, but I have seen little snippets online where I really don't like him, and I get it. I just want to hear your take.
First off, for further, I forget, but fucking nerd. Shut up, fucking nerd, you nerd. And it's not only he's a fucking nerd, but like, it just feels disingenuous, right? Like, I understand there's going to be different parties. Like, I don't give a shit, right? But it's like the little stuff he's been nitpicking about is so stupid. It's like, DeSantis locked out for 2 weeks. I'm like, all right, man. I mean, fucking get it. But come on, bro. And also, weren't you a DeSantis fan before? Like, what's going on? You know, it just felt like disingenuous, felt like ankle biting, and it felt just stupid. Like, it's not helping anybody, you know?
Top would probably be the vibe I got is that, I mean, I don't know personally Hector. I think he came from a blue area. And so his like picture of what was going on in Florida was like painted by being in a blue area of Florida, which like me, I live out in the country. Like it was pretty great. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like there were parts of it, obviously I didn't like and thought were bad. And, you know, aside from like South Dakota, pretty much everyone handled it terribly. So, but he did it a little bit better than most, I would say, probably. I feel like that's fair to fucking say, and it really wasn't bad at all. But if you're in a blue area of Florida, yeah, it probably wasn't so great. And it seemed to be some of these guys, that's where they're coming from. Even still, I think running for like what he was trying to do was like run against DeSantis from the right was a very weird move.
That's the thing, and it's the other thing is like, even if you're in a blue state area, it sucked. But also, he is also negating the fact that when the fucking stupid ass fucking mayor of Miami tried to find people, he did an executive order. He's like, guess what? You can find people if you want, but they don't have to pay us. So basically, made the fines completely moot, like that, you know. So he even fought against people that were doing that. Look, here's my thing, and this is my thing with every party and with everything. It's like, and I honestly just declared this week that if Trump gets a nomination, I will vote red up and down the ticket, but vote for whoever the Libertarian candidate is. I'm serious. I will not vote for Trump again. I can't do it. Captain Warp Speed could suck my dick. I'm fucking sick of this shit, and I'm sick of his little shenanigans that he does. Like, oh, Ron DeSantis, bro, you couldn't wait till Wednesday. Like, I know you got to do it because you fucking can't help yourself, but just wait till Wednesday, bro. Fucking wait. But for me, it's like I don't like that disingenuous way of coming at it. It's like a lot of the times it's like I think that what we're learning is people get more respect for you for whatever your movement is if you're honest, even if it's somebody you might not particularly agree with 100%, but you go, you know what though? I know that here's a great example. I know Ron DeSantis is not a libertarian. I understand that there's a lot of stuff that you could say it's not. I don't particularly like his views on Israel, for example, but. Did any governor give more freedom? And maybe you could argue Kristi Noem, but my point is like, no, right? Like if you're a libertarian, right, and freedom is your thing, if you had to choose 50 states to live in, I would choose Florida. If you know, because leave me the fuck alone. Yeah, you did.
You're looking at two people that chose Florida.
Yeah, I mean, luckily I was here, but you know,
because a lot of people are like, oh, fucking Ron DeSantis sick. Like, I'm not. Look, I've been the first one to go. Just like any other politician, they will let you down. I'm not pretending like he's not going to do something stupid or dumb or who fucking knows. Maybe he will. But my point is, right now, I live in this state, and I could tell you, I am better off now under him than I was before, and that's just a fact. And you know, the other problem is the hurricane helped him. He built a bridge in 3 days. Like, I mean, the issue is like sometimes I think you got to know when you're like, you know what, this isn't my fight. Let this one go. And I get it, you know. But I saw Dave Smith talking about it. Wouldn't you rather have a candidate that has a lot of libertarian values than not, and just fight and argue about who should be in there, who shouldn't? And I really do believe that too. Like I said, I'm turning into a fucking, because of this asshole. I've had like fucking every single goddamn libertarian on my show, and I've been on their shows now, which has been really nice. But it's just so funny. Like ever since that happened, like I start realizing we have a lot in common. And honestly, like, you know, the moment they started calling the libertarians white supremacists, I was like, oh, I'm in. These guys are awful. My people, exactly. You know, it's like that meme, like, oh no, we'll fight as brothers. Like, it's like, all right, I get it. Let's go. Let's fucking go, boys. Yeah. So the moment that happened to you guys, I was like, oh shit, like this is
where I'm supposed to be.
This is good. Like, this is a good thing. And like I said, I've always said openly, like, if there's a libertarian candidate that I like more, I'll vote over a Republican. I'm not a guy that's, bro, I'm a Ron Paul 2012 guy. Like, that's me at my heart. That's what I've always been.
Right.
But then Gary Johnson, Jorgensen, whatever. But my point is, the way he was arguing was very petty and it was stupid. And it was like, so what are you doing? You just did this to get a check mark, right? Which is hilarious. You're going to lose it now.
I feel like you're just copying my tweets to him because I've been saying this shit to him for months. So, hold on a second. Camel Toe.
Oh, Top, you're one of my favorite people to follow, by the way. I haven't told you that. You're one of my favorite people.
You know, I wake up in the morning and I see something Royce did, and I just like riff off of his shit, and I'll read it.
It's so much fun. I mean,
you
dude,
inspire me.
well, I to be fair, I will give you credit. I have learned a lot of shit about this fucking loser through your tweets too. And I'm like, oh, really? I didn't know that about him. This is so much fun.
Yeah, I want to address this guy, Camel Toe Mersh, who's probably trying to take a shot at Royce. He says, wait, I thought Royce did a show the day after the 2020 election and his co-host spurged out on libertarians. Rightly so.
He did. And so did I.
Yeah, rightly so. I'm not going to blame you.
Yeah, you can't look at libertarians as a monolith. I'm assuming that was referring to JoJo.
Gary Johnson. I can tell you because I was there. You want specifically Gary Johnson and Joe Jorgensen is who we're referring to specifically.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's the other reason I've been listening to these people, because I mean I had Angela on the other day, and she goes, "Yeah, those guys are fucking assholes. We're gonna be better now." It's the same thing where if people were to come to me and go, "Yeah, you're talking shit about the Republican Party," I'm like, "Well, who? Mitt Romney? Yeah, I agree with you. He's a piece of shit." Like, every party has people that fucking suck. You know what I mean? And honestly, keep in mind, this was before this is before this entire movement, you know, just pushed out the old guard. So yeah.
I wanted to bring up another one real quick because I guess I have a lot of new people in here. It's your first time watcher, guys. Huge Daywave fan. Frozen Asian, really. Can you fill me on the Ponyboys? Well, I mean, this is my show. No way, Jose. I'm Jose Gali's son. But like the Four Ponyboys is a complete ripoff of one of the guys who might show up later, Reed Coverdale. He has a series that he does semi-regularly called Four Horsemen, and he usually has like a rotating. He has like a different guest every time. Mine's a little bit more fluid. It's basically we have four guys: me, Clint Russell, who's you know he's the fucking dude. TopLobsta, he's a merch legend, and then Reed Coverdale. All semi-big-ish people, Reed and fucking Clint particularly, and podcasting this area, and we come together as a mega little boy band here. And that's what this is. So.
I'm great value Tim Pool, and I'm glad you guys tuned in to figure out what I'm all about. Yeah, I just got to say, very, very disappointed with how Hector approached Dave.
Yeah, that's what I was about to get to. Yeah.
To use. I mean, it's not even out of context. He posted the context. He posted the context of what Dave's critique was of Mark Victor in the Arizona Senate race, and in it, Dave's totally reasonable. Robbie makes some like off the cuff jokes, but there was nothing that was worthy of demanding an apology. And to do that publicly was just so obvious that he was trying to build his campaign off of some people's hatred of Dave Smith within the LP. And it's like, that is, I can't respect that shit. I don't do shit like that. I would never do shit like that. So,
yeah, it was so disingenuous. Like that was the turning point for me. I've been kind of reserved in my critiques of Hector. I've been trying to keep it to like, I guess, semi-intellectual, be like, this is stupid what you're doing here, blah, blah, blah. But like, I haven't been mean. I'm capable of being mean, and I'm known for being mean. But it's like, you got to give me a reason. This was the moment when I was like, oh, because I used to just look at him like, dude, this is dumb. What are you doing? Now, that's when I'm like, oh, you're a piece of shit. Because like, it was so disingenuous. Like, I could kind of understand somewhat. I'd still think you're being gay. I'd still think you were being gay if you were mad about Robbie's comments, because Robbie did kind of make jokes which were obviously jokes, but like if you were interpreting them without any joke context, you could see them as being slanderous. but he was 100% joking. And even Dave made a few times like, well, I don't think he really means that. And he goes, I know you're joking, but obviously, like, we don't really mean that. Like that. And Dave was giving caveats out the ass and kind of joking with it. And the idea that Dave in any way was saying that this guy, I don't even remember his name. You probably know Clint. Do you know him? Because it was the whole Masters and the other dude.
Yeah, it was Mark Victor.
Yeah, Mark Victor made some comment about age of consent.
And by the way, Mark then stepped down and he endorsed Blake Masters, and that was like what Dave wanted to see, and it happened. It's look, in any aspect of life, if it's business, if it's podcasting, if it's politics, if you're gonna build your brand off of tearing someone that I respect down, you're kind of dead to me. That's just not. I don't have any respect for it. It's such a weak maneuver, and it's so short-sighted.
It's cheap, but it's cheap. It's cheap heat. It's like you know what it's like. It's like the whole Daffy Duck. Like, I could only do this trick once. You know, you could do it once, and you're gonna get some. But that's it. Then you're done. Like, you shot your shot and you missed, and now you look stupid.
Yeah. So he got like 70 likes on a tweet. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
Was it worth burning that bridge, brother?
Yeah. It's weird too, because sorry. I was gonna say real quick, Royce. You mentioned multiple times like reading the room. It was also just retarded. It was like, how are you gonna come into this space with that? Yeah. Even if you were 100% right, which you're not. Like, it's just like not understanding the space you're in. Like, I've headhunted people before. You know, I've had my beefs, but I feel like I'm usually strategic about it. This was just straight up retarded. Like, you wait until you're like, here's the moment.
Let me describe to you how retarded it was, because I had a debate with his campaign manager about this whole thing. But when I decided to go nuclear on him, was he tweeted something like DeSantis is just Fauci without needles.
What?
And I was like, yeah. So I was like, okay, now we're gonna go for it. And I had like a live debate, and I was talking with the guy Josh Slavaco, however you say his name. And I was expressing to him, I was trying to come from the point of view of like, hey, you're in the Libertarian Party. I'm sort of in the party. I don't know. I paid $25, but I don't, honestly, they disgust me. So I'm like, neither here nor there. But I'm like, listen, what you guys can do here is you can run a campaign, but if you're gonna like slander DeSantis, it just doesn't make any sense, because there's people within the Libertarian Party and the Mises Caucus specifically, Tom Woods, who I'm talking about, who attend dinner meetings with Ron DeSantis. And Tom Woods is a guy that I would want to talk with DeSantis, and he has spoke with him, and I want their rapport to be good. So when it comes to constitutional carry or taxes or whatever it may be, that us as libertarians or people who have libertarian leanings, I would want Tom Woods in his ear whispering this stuff. Now, when you run a campaign and you're claiming the Mises Caucus and you're saying dumb shit like this, if Ron DeSantis even notices your small account, he's going to immediately discredit the Libertarian Party, rightly so, and the Mises Caucus and everyone affiliated with it. So I'm like, what you're doing is not only retarded, but it's a disservice to what everybody else here is doing. You know, like, get behind Tom Woods, try to build a line of communication as much as you can, and build this bridge. You're not going to win. You just did 15,000 votes. Ron did like 3.2 million so far, and they're still collecting. It's just completely stupid. And the guy that I was arguing with basically had no response for that. And he was like, well, bro, that's politics. Like, no, it's not. It's stupidity.
Bad politics. It is politics. It's bad politics.
It's bad politics. It's stupidity. And that's the road that they chose. So, you know, I don't know if Ron DeSantis chooses to go right or whatever it is, whoever's going to be in his ear, it's not going to be you now. You fucking
and that's the issue here. The other problem that I bring up with people is like, okay, Ron DeSantis came to the state, and now was 57% he's winning on last I checked, something fucking ridiculous, right? Why did that happen? Okay, if you're a libertarian and you're looking at this, it happened because he didn't make people do things. He told kids they were allowed to go to school. He said you could go wherever you want. We're not going to shut that down. We're not going to make you get vaccinated. Correct me if I'm wrong, but those all sound like libertarian values to me and personified. And now you're fighting against the guy that if you want to use him as hear me out. I would use him as a beacon of like, he won because of the very values we expose, right? Because of that. This is why he won, because of freedom, not because neocon bullshit, none of that. He won because of that. And you could use as an example, be like, look, and we have candidates that are like that. And maybe in places where you have neocon Republicans running, you can have a libertarian now be like, look, fuck that. I'm not playing those games. And maybe you get some votes. And I think that's the problem. It's like you can't start eating people that are doing the things you want them to do. Maybe not all the things, nobody does, right? But, you know, and by the way, I'm a believer. Maybe DeSantis won't even be the best president. I don't know.
He'd be a terrible president.
I actually think he'd be basically the conservative Obama is essentially my take.
I greatly prefer that he stay governor.
Well, yes, I would hope that's what he's going to do too. But I'm just saying, like, just in general, like, it's like starting to eat people that are doing things that you want. It's like, okay, so what would you have done differently, pal? I mean, that's my point. Like, what would you have done differently? Like, what would you in this position have done differently? And the thing is, not much. Like, you know, everything here was pretty much the best thing about Florida. And I've always said, I've been born and raised in this state, is that we were the joke for a long time, rightfully so. A lot of dumb stuff. And also because we have the sunshine laws, which is anytime something happens, you're like, there's no hiding it. It comes out immediately, right? But also doing that, going from that to going to like everybody moved here, right? Everybody's here now. And all it took was we just left people alone. That's all we did. All we did is let people work, let kids go to school, and that's it. And a lot of people make this more complicated than it needs to be in terms of what you need to make people happy. And I think we find out through COVID, now looking at what's happening now, the people who left you alone are going to win.
Yeah. Clint did a good episode on this recently, actually, though, completed basically over an hour on the whole idea of like, this is really the only thing the Republicans, if they want to have any sort of, you know, the left has gone so crazy. The only way forward for the right really is to embrace like more freedom type stuff, because otherwise they're going to kind of make themselves irrelevant. Honestly, they would probably get swallowed up by the, you know, maybe not immediately, but, you know, 20, 30 years down the road by like the LP or some shit. Personally, I think the LP would just become like a bullshit centrist nonsense at that point. But, you know, the conservatives would be, you know, gone, replaced essentially. I don't know if Clint, you want to talk on that at all, because you hit the ball of the park with that one.
Well, thank you. I mean, I think that's really the key lesson for the GOP if they want to hear it, is that Ron DeSantis and his libertarian principles that he governed with made him the most popular Republican in the country aside from Donald Trump. So you have a choice here. You can try and continue to rock with these cult of personality type characters that are unprincipled and get fucking rolled by the deep state. Or you can just acknowledge that, hey, this is the reason that DeSantis is fucking untouchable in the state of Florida, because he actually utilized just some, not even all of them, but just some libertarian principles. So I'm thrilled that it looks like he's going to win in a landslide. It's fucking what we needed to see in the world. We need all of the governors that were at least decent on the lockdown issue to be tremendously successful in this election cycle. And we need every single politician that was bad on this most important of issues to never see political power again. And, you know, obviously across the country, it's not going to be that way across the board. But the fact that, you know, you have the Kathy Hochul and other Whitmer and all these other people that are in jeopardy of losing their power in hard blue areas, that just shows you, like, yeah, even at some point, there's a breaking point for fucking lunatic lefties. Like, some of them, if their kids get fucked up enough and they end up drug addicted and, you know, zonked out on oxys and shit like that, they're like, hey, maybe this is a bad policy. And I don't know. Honestly, that's the crazy thing about like the political arc. It's like, if you over a long enough timeline, it seems like everyone goes left, but once you go far enough left, that's like the only thing that wakes people up from it. And I think that we are on
Weimar shit. I mean, I agree with you. I mean, I'm not trying to be an edgy boy, but I'm being serious. Like when you go, that it's not I agree with you. It's not a gradual return to the right. It is a shock. It is a cold ice bath where it's like, okay, now that's it. We're done. We're done with all your shit. You know, we let you play too long. And that's it. And
for no reason at all.
For no reason at all. Yeah, I love that quote.
Hey, Jose, I sent you something on DM on Twitter. How one of my guys make something, and I thought it was funny earlier. But I figured it's topical to what we're talking about now. It's a link. It should just be an image.
It's terrifying though, because even though I guess I am on the right and I kind of do support, I want that so bad that these people get their just desserts. But it's like, you don't know what's coming. I mean, you're gonna get like To them, a President Nick Fuentes would be like their hair on fire, but it would be much worse than that. It would,
I'm telling you, this is what happens. This is how you have the military fucking supporting Bolsonaro. This is the kind of shit when you fucking play with elections and you fucking play with people. And I'm not making any accusations. I don't want you to lose your channel.
Be careful. I'm currently still on a strike.
That's what
that exact thing. That's what I'm saying.
Here's what I say. In general, I'm not talking about. I'm not calling anything fake or anything like that.
All above board.
I'm saying if in general, in history, you go into history, if people do not trust you or the system in general, you can interpret that however you want. If people do not trust you, do not fucking trust the system, they're going to do everything in their power to change it. And that means they're going to get rid of you. And that's what happened here. Because here's what happened. The Democratic Party pushed everything they fucking had. That's what was made. Pushed everything they fucking had into getting rid of Trump. So much so that they literally ran on nothing. All they ran on to lock you down and you can't do anything. They didn't build their party. And this is the other thing. I do not like giving Democrats any fucking ideas. But the reason Tim Ryan is winning right now is because Tim Ryan is one of the few guys that said Biden shouldn't run again. He's one of the few guys that went against, and I'm not saying I hate Tim Ryan, by the way, but I'm just saying now you're seeing what people are being, people that start being honest are going to be people that start winning. And I think right now, when you see somebody that just said, I don't think fucking Biden should run again, and now he's the one that's blowing, at least last I checked, JD Vance out of the water, it's because of stuff like that. And I think we're getting to the point now where, dude, Elon Musk is this is what bothers me. I'm sure all you guys love mining the salt, the Elon Musk salt. It's been so much fun. But I was saying this, and I think everybody said this, anyone who has a brain goes, it really sucks that freedom of speech is on one billionaire's shoulders. I don't like that. That's uncomfortable. Like one false step, he falls off or he becomes friends with a Clinton, and before you know it, everything back to the status quo. And then before we know it, Jack's in charge again and we're all fucked. And then I think what happened, what you're seeing happen now is people going like, we don't trust you anymore. And I don't think they're ever going to earn the trust back. I really don't.
Yeah, I wish it was only on a billionaire's shoulder, but as Clint covers with ESG, it's way more complicated than that. If it was legitimately just up to the billionaires, just normal profit incentive, we'd probably have a thriving community of free speech all over the place because it makes sense.
And I just wanted to make the anarchist point that you say I don't like having it be reliant on the shoulders of one billionaire. I don't like it being reliant on one 250-year-old document, in the Bill of Rights to the Constitution. It's like at some point, everything fails. Like at some point, everything does fail. So you have to have redundancies, and we don't have redundancies. We've got one maybe potential hope in a billionaire who's also has a spotty past that like who the fuck knows.
And also we've given him a lot of government money.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. But I mean, in order to become the richest man on earth or the richest man in what I consider to be a fascistic, quasi-capitalist model, you have no choice but to be in bed with business or with the government. So like, can I completely discount Elon because he played the game better than anybody else? Like, no, I can't. And I hate that. I want to just uplift people that do it the right way. But like, I'm also, I'm a businessman, so like I can't help but respect the game. Like if you play the game and you win it, like fucking tip my cap. You know what I mean? So
it's the same thing when people always argue like, oh, these billionaires take these tax cuts. Yeah, if they're there, take them. Why wouldn't you? Like,
of course,
Warren Buffett takes them. Like everyone fucking else takes them. So I'm a big believer in that too. I do agree. I'm not saying. Here's my point. It's not that I'm saying that I give a shit. I would love to disentangle, everything. And I don't even care if it was one billionaire that owned it is not my point. My point is that when we live in a world when the entire freedom of speech lies on one person, listen, if there was like a bunch of billionaires running all these things that were also letting you talk, then I'd be like, I can live with this, right? Because they want to make money, and as long as they're making money, but the problem is it's not. You have Zuckerberg, who's basically a fucking DNC rat. You have the Google guys who almost called street shitter, but I didn't. and you have them who are fucking screaming at you. You know, basically, I can't even Google search anything anymore without it just coming. It happens all the time. The new one now is like, this is a really popular topic, so results may not be filtered. I'm like, fuck off, bro. So
well, think about this arc too, dude. 15 years ago, like maybe 20 at most.
Right.
It was a fucking shit show, Wild West. Everyone was competing to like see how much they could let their users get away with. And now it's a completely the opposite because the government realized like, whoa, this genie's out of the bottle. Let's shove this motherfucker back in because we were actually able to communicate with each other openly and freely and talk shit and racistly and sexistly and homophobically. You know, like we got to just really enjoy it. And it's funny because I feel like all four of us are kind of a product of that. Yeah. And, you know, that upbringing was like the Wild West and all of us want it back, even though like, yes, there's some downsides to having everybody call everyone, you know, the N-word, but at the same time,
I'm sorry. If there is, I haven't found them.
I'm sure. I mean, for some people, I'm sure it's uncomfortable. For me, it's
described utopia.
It's thrilling.
A great litmus test. Like, you cool with this? No. All right. Well, we can't rock together like that.
That's literally what I do. I meet someone new. I drop the N-bomb. If they don't like it, I walk away.
By the way, let me tell you something, Top. Unironically, yeah, I do the same thing. I'm not even kidding, bro. And I swear to you on my life, I do. And not in a racist way or not like to. Of course. I just let it go. Let it go. And then if they laugh, I'm like, okay, we might be all right here. We might be okay here.
It's true. Royce hit me with it when we were.
I did it at Universal. I hit him with it at Universal.
And I was like, yeah.
It was like, yes. And I was like, okay, you're cool. Hey, bro, what's up, man? You want to come on my show?
Yeah, we desensitized Clint for you. So
yeah.
Oh, dude, I was desensitized long before you guys. This is how I've lived my entire life. Like I just this is what I enjoy. This is what I appreciate, and this is what I always seek out in my friend groups. Like I just can't fuck with people that like are concerned with, you know, watching your language. It's like why would I want to be like I described this. I forget who I was talking to, but I described it like this. Like I love my grandma, but the reason I don't want to be around her all the time is because I have to watch what I say. You know, like, well, so if I'm going to be around my friends, like, I don't want to be around my grandma. So
I want to hang out.
Yeah.
And that's, I think they're trying to make it like every time I watch this kind of shit, or these people, they live in this world that I don't live in, right? Like, I don't understand it. Where like everyone's nice and everyone says their pronouns. And the first thing I do when I show up is like, what's up, F slur? What's going on, motherfucker? Yeah. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, you look like a queer. And it's just because that's how guys have always talked. And it's we're fucking being neutered. But my
point, you guys faggots right before we started.
Yeah, no, that's actually true. He did. I was like, what's up? And I think I dropped an N-bomb before the show too, if I remember correctly.
This is how you build camaraderie. They're trying to break up the men group. That's what they're doing.
By the way, someone was asking in the chat. I totally would drop an N-bomb if I wasn't currently on a strike. Otherwise,
you know,
not worth
I've done whole episodes on the N-word. I'm not even kidding.
Guys, hear me out. Have you heard of this wonderful site called Rumble?
the song, the intro song for Tower Power Hour is perfect because it starts off before there's any music. It's just Josh Smith saying, "What's up, retards?" And then bam, we're in it. And it's like, that's how I want to start every conversation. If you don't like that word or you're offended by it, then it's over. We're moving on from here.
My Twitter name is Hippo Juice Film, and my old show years ago was called Hippo Juice, right? And my old intro to my show was Patrice O'Neill, R.I.P., just saying, Hippo Juice, nigga. It's one of my favorite drops in the world.
I was hoping Hippo Juice was going to have some deep racist connotation.
I wish it did, but it doesn't. It was just a dumb name. And dude, I've been podcasting for like 15, 16 years, bro. Like, I was a cringe asshole when I started. I mean, still am, but you know, we start somewhere. When I was podcasting, I had to, first off, audio equipment was way more expensive. And there was no streaming. It was just me recording a MP3 file and then uploading it, hoping somebody listened to it. So
that's wild.
Wow. Yeah. That's the grind. That's inspirational shit, man.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking to Elon. I'm kind of curious. This wasn't on my notes of things to talk about, but you know, it's a good point. What the fuck? What do you guys think is actually going to happen? Because I'm getting a little bit scared now that I'm seeing talking like people like the ADL and NAACP. Shit like that. Like, do you think he's gonna cave? Like, I don't.
No, he didn't. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why he's not gonna cave. I criticize him, especially with the ADL stuff. But literally the NAACP guy said, I met with Elon Musk, and after talking to him and what I've seen, even though he said he's gonna blah 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 blah, we're gonna pressure all these advertisers not to advertise. And Elon, I think, tweeted something like, "Look, I tried, and you guys didn't care." So I think not because here's the thing, man. And I don't care the reason why. I don't think it's because he's trying to be some free speech bastion. I think he's petty. And I think he's so look what he did to Kathy Griffin. He's petty. Not that I care. I'm petty too, so I don't judge people for being petty. If I had Twitter, you know the people I'd be fucking with. Look, people would be every article would be like, fucking Royce banned somebody for no reason. I was like, I actually like the way Rosie O'Donnell was talking to me. Fuck her.
Dude,
everybody,
if I
everyone
Twitter,
with pronouns in the bio, banned. I don't care if it's parody, banned.
No, my policy, if I was the king of Twitter, anyone that I blocked is insta banned. So like if you say something I don't like I'm just the king, like pam, you gone forever.
Completely subjective.
Yeah. It is hilarious. People try to give Elon shit for blocking people. Like, what are you, retarded? Like, no, this is just like how Twitter. The whole idea of everyone be like, oh my god, look at all this crazy shit being said on Twitter. Block.
Well, the funny thing is, like everyone kept saying, anytime a conservative or a libertarian or whoever would get banned from Twitter, they say it's a private company; they can do what they want, and it never was. It was not a private company; it was a publicly traded company with deep government ties. Now it's a motherfucking privately traded company. Now it's a private company, so he can do what the fuck he wants. Like that's what's up. That's how it goes, guys.
You think this will be an example to the ESG crowd? Like if he's able to make this successful. So Eddie Grimm's asking if we're paying for Twitter.
Yeah,
I'm paying the $5.
Yep.
I'm trying to get grandfathered in before it turns $8. We'll see how that works. They'll probably just retroactively.
Here's what I said about the Twitter thing, because I don't give a shit about the check mark, but I was saying for my show, if what he's gonna do is upload 45, I know, but for me, like if he's gonna let me upload 45-minute videos instead of only 10, like that's a fucking game changer, because now Twitter could even be some sort of, in a little way, if they do it right, a competitor to fucking YouTube. And if I get monetized and I could pay $8, I'll make that back in a fucking day. I'm not worried about that. But I want the ability to monetize my shit, own my shit, and be able to upload it on a fucking platform that already has a built-in base. That I'm not saying it's not going to have a shitty toss, but if it's better than YouTube,
dude, I just want it because of the priority replies. Like I've been shadow banned in the reply section in particular forever because I shred blue checks, like I'm sure we all do, so like we're all shadow banned in the replies. But like I'll go and I'll look at my reply, and because I have so many followers, I'll still get hundreds of likes on shit. Right. But like when I click on the original tweet, even from my own account, my shit will be like down. Like I'll have the most likes on a tweet, and it'll be towards the bottom because they just want me suppressed as a motherfucker. So like that alone would allow me to grow my account so much more rapidly. Like look at what Spike Cohen does. Like yes, he's good on Twitter, don't get me wrong, but
get me started on this guy. Go ahead.
But his account has grown by light years because he's blue checked out, and like everything he says gets seen by everybody that follows him, and like that's just not how it is for the rest of us. So of course I'm going to pay to fucking get the priority. Like this is my biggest marketing tool by far. I have no choice. I got to do it.
Well, I'm so excited for the blue checks. I am 100% going to get a blue check as soon as I fucking can. I got to get my old accounts back because my third account. My first one was my name, Jose Galison. My second one was my podcast. Now I'm onto some weird shit like Senor Jose. So I can't brand under this. I got to get my old accounts back first. One of the two. Either or. See, I don't care.
You guys are looking at the blue check the wrong way, though, because I mean, as Austrian economists, Clint, we should understand if everybody has a blue check, that means that the blue check doesn't matter, and that's what I'm so excited about. I'm just so excited to undermine people like Michael Malice, and I like Michael Malice, but I know that he like really covets that blue check. They covet their little section there. When everybody has it, it's going to mean nothing. So rather than being like above everyone else, it'll just be a completely level playing field. You'll take the advantage away from dumb politicians like Hector.
We'll still be on top of the pores. Come on.
Is it available for everyone?
Yeah, that's true.
YouTube.
Everybody.
This might be a little bit spoiler for people here, but I know for a fact Clint and Top have both applied for it. So was there anything? Was it literally just give us money and we'll give you it, or was there like some sort of like follower or like?
I haven't been offered the verification yet.
On
neither have I.
On the iOS, you guys have Android, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I have the iPad. So on my iPad, it says I wish I had it here, but it says something like
I have an iPad,
you'll be
so I'm gonna
verified.
check that.
Yeah, it says you'll enjoy your blue check, but I think they're waiting to roll this out. So they're probably having issues on the back end with it.
But was there any sort of like, what's the word I'm looking for? A process where they, verified it's you or anything, or
Google Play. When you pay $8, that's how they know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but
I'm not gonna.
this is on Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
on
mean,
Twitter.
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, right now you sign up for Twitter Blue for like what, $5, something like that.
Yeah. Well, on the
$4.99.
iOS version, if you've updated it, it's going to tell you $7.99 or $8 or whatever they're charging.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked at it. It said like $5 for me. So
Let me just, for 30 seconds, let's wonk out and I'll explain why this is so vitally necessary. For your audience that isn't at all familiar with ESG, it's environmental, social, and governance, and it's the way that the government is enabling big business to basically break the Bill of Rights. And ultimately, the only way that you can remedy this issue is to have one of the biggest social media platforms reconnect the end user, the consumer, us, with the
Profit.
the product, and that they have to connect those dots because it's been disconnected forever. The internet has always been this, hey, it's free, but then we sell your fucking information to the highest bidder, and guess what? The highest bidder is the government. Eat our dicks. Like that's how it's been going down. So if they can reconnect the end user, the consumer, with the profit that the company expects to receive, well, then they have to listen to us. And then if they start banning willy-nilly, then the LP can fucking group up and say, hey, we're all going to remove our blue checks and stop paying you the $8 a month. Like then we actually have consumer power again.
Yeah,
Up until now, we've had no consumer power.
It's like
I'm here
owning
for it.
stock in it. That's what I'm baffled by the libertarian people who are like, well, I'm not going to give my information to Elon Musk. They already have your information,
It's
you
like, bitch,
fucking dummies.
What do you think?
Yeah, this is about monetary incentivization, and you have it in the palm of your hand right now. Use it. It's $8. If you can't afford it, you shouldn't be on Twitter. Don't fuck around on here.
Nothing has made me happier, and this is Republicans and this is Democrats that are verified, pitching and moaning about like, but how are they going to know we're the real ones? But how am I going to be special? But what am I going to do? Welcome to the dregs of society.
Yeah.
the blue check thing makes no fucking sense.
Get a cool name like Hippo Juice, you faggot.
You have people like Dave Smith
bro.
who have 250,000 followers who don't have blue check. When you'll see people with like 2,000 followers have a blue check. It makes no fucking sense.
I see people with
you mean like the guy running for the Libertarian Party in fucking Florida?
Does he have a blue check now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That's what he did it for. I mean,
I see
you know what?
blue
I can
checks
respect that.
I see blue checks with a couple hundred followers all the time because they follow me, and I'm like, I ain't following you back.
Dude, I hope Hector did it just for the blue check, and now fucking it just completely devalued it. You did all that for fucking nothing. That's great.
Oh, that yeah, because he paid like $5,000 just to be on the ticket, and he probably had to pay some other money. Yeah, that's hilarious, guys. If you have $8, you can undermine him.
Yo,
Just
can we
great.
talk real quick? Is it true that John Fetterman's winning?
Yeah,
I hope so.
He's
I
banned.
support John Fetterman. I don't know.
Yeah,
Are you
that-
fucking kidding me? Listen, I ain't get all everyone's. We get political, bro. I do fucking 2 shows a day. So the fucking more John Fetterman's talking, the more content I got. So,
I love him so much.
Hey, Royce, you aren't aware, but the entire Tower Gang, we all endorsed him. So
So do
if
we.
he wins, we are taking credit for this motherfucker's
Dude.
victory.
No. Fuck off, because we also endorsed him on our show. We've been endorsing him on our show. And I'll fight you. Because
I unironically want him to be president of the United States.
Hello, good night.
I think there's a lot of people who have podcasts that want this gentleman to win. Okay, if you're smart, you want him to win.
Dude, I want to see Biden fucking reinvigorated. They get him on some good meds, and he goes does a Biden Fetterman fucking re-election campaign.
See, here's the thing: if it was Thomas Massie or Rand Paul up against Fetterman, I'd be like, "Oh my god, this is a catastrophe." But he's up against Dr. Oz.
Yes.
Who gives a fuck if that guy wins?
Fuck
Genuinely.
Dr. Oz. By the way, that's what I said when Trump endorsed him. I'm like, fucking idiot, you fucking moron.
Dr. Oz is not even a human.
The only reason he didn't endorse the other black chick who was running was because she was at January 6th, and that would have been a problem with getting her elected. Really, more than fucking Oprah's best friend, Dr. Oz, who then Oprah turned her back on him. Yes, great job, guys.
Is that true, Top? Is he Jewish?
I think he's Muslim, right? Dr. Oz.
I have no clue.
He's Turkish.
Okay.
I mean, it's a safe assumption he's probably Jewish. So.
No, but I'll use the Ari Shaffir jokes. He's not Jewish, but he dabbles in the Jewish arts.
He may not be Jewish, but he has a few Jews at least.
Yeah,
He just looks fake. Like his skin is too shiny. It's pulled back on his head. I don't like his look. I do like John Fetterman's look. I like the goiter. I like there's a lot of things. I like the way his legs are very skinny at the bottom.
But the top is big.
He's Gru.
The top is enormous.
He's shaped like Gru.
Yeah.
He looks like he weighs 250 pounds from the waist up and 40 pounds from the waist down. It is fucking awesome. I mean, and we know what's really cool. Last night on Tucker Carlson, they had on that fucking lunatic doctor that they bring on to just shit on.
I hate that guy.
I fucking despise him too. But he said something that really made me happy. He said, based off of the how his stroke went down, based off of European studies, like he's got a 30% chance of surviving his Senate run, like his 6 years. And I was like, that's awesome. This guy, like, he could have another stroke while he's on the fucking like Capitol Hill floor. Like he could just his goiter could explode. He could say the N-word, his goiter could explode, and then he could drop dead. And
I wish,
like, if you don't want that, are you even an American? Like, what is wrong with you? I don't understand it.
Royce, I wish Reed was here because Reed interviewed this guy, another gay libertarian dude. And like 5 minutes into their show, the dude stroked out and did a backflip. It was amazing. I was watching it live.
He did a backflip? What?
He did a backflip. He like went like this, did a backflip, and then you just see his legs like shaking. And Reed's there with his fucking beard, like,
Dude, I wish he had saved it. He didn't even like save the file. Like, I get taking it off because what he did is when that happened is then he like unlisted it and I guess he like it eventually deleted it or something. Like, dude, come on, you could have showed that to us. Like, I never got to see it, but it's a hilarious story.
Is the guy okay?
Who cares? He's a faggot. I mean, he turned out to be a real piece of shit.
And here's the problem with Fetterman, though. My other problem with Fetterman is that number one I'm worried about is, and I'm not trying to like destroy dreams here, but what I'm worried about is if he wins, the problem is they're not going to let him talk. They're going to shove him in a room, and he's going to come out to vote. So they're going to put him away because they know we're going to want to play with him. And then he's going to die like 6 months in or have to retire. And you know what's going to happen? His fucking green card wanting Beaner wife is going to take over. I'm allowed to say it. The bottom half here could say Beaner. And both of them have Beaner and big passes. So we could all say it. So, no, but
I'll give her that.
That's what's going to happen. Then she's going to be the person that's all this is. She's weekend at Bernie's this guy. She's just trying to get through this, bro. And then once she gets it, she gets all the power. And then instead of having a fun, mentally retarded man we can poke at, we're gonna get like, and then we have to fight for the right Hispanics. Is that what the thing? Rosie Perez bitch. No, fuck that.
I mean, let's be real though. I mean, going from basically a retarded man, what Fetterman is, to a woman. I mean, it's basically just as bad. So
I think about this sometimes, like. Joe Biden being president is just like, it's hilarious to us and it's just okay. Maybe because he's a man, but if Kamala Harris was president, it would just be so, I would be infuriated. Like I would wake up mad.
Hold on. A female president. What's next? A female pilot?
What is this, Europe?
What's next? A black doctor? Come on, man. Let's live in reality here, okay? All right. Pilots are white. Doctors are Jewish, bankers are Jewish, Hollywood is Jewish. Holy shit, there's a problem, guys.
What was the ethnicity?
Ashkenazi.
He was a Jewish doctor.
Dude, have you guys seen that fake headline that was like, someone was like, the far right is saying that the Jews control the media, blah, 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 this, that, and this. So we did some digging and, holy shit, never mind. Just kidding.
That's a good point, but you're right. Every time they do some digging, and then you find articles in like the Jerusalem Times or in like 2014 where it's like, hell yeah, we control the media, rock and roll, bro. And you're like, wait, what? And then the article's deleted now, but there's still links to it and shit. And you're like, so wait a second, you were bragging about it, and now it's like, honestly, it's like one of those like, I don't understand why Jews get so like concerned about that. It's like saying, oh, all black guys have big dicks. If I was a black guy, I'd be like, yeah, fuck yeah, I got a big dick.
Especially if you didn't have one, you'd be like, hell yeah, I control the media. Like, of course.
I do.
Oh, that's our Kanye West theory, but that's a different thing.
Kanye West, man, poor guy. What they
we
do
think
to that
he's
man?
Got a little dick, but
he might have a little dick. He's really upset about Pete Davidson, but like, fuck, I hate Pete Davidson. Ugh.
Yeah, he's
big dick,
awful too.
Pete Davidson is the worst thing to come out of 9/11, even worse than the Patriot Act.
Well, what are y'all's thoughts about Kyrie? I guess we were on this topic. This seems motherfucker is going on a goddamn Skyrim quest to fucking get his shit back. I don't know if you guys have seen all the requests, not even requests, demands for him to come back. I don't even follow NBA, but it's
just 6 requests where he has to prostrate himself in front of the entire world. Like, it's no big deal.
I believe there was a gentleman online that called it buck breaking.
Yes.
Because listen, Tariq Nasheed, they're not putting gay thoughts in your head, bud. This is real buck breaking. What they're doing to him now is like, guess what? You're gonna beg, and you know what's gonna happen? He's gonna do all 6 things, and he goes, "You're still not gonna get your job back." Because that's what they're gonna do. By the way, for sharing a link, like that's all he did. But here's what I said, and I stand by this. It wasn't about anti-Semitic stuff. It wasn't about the tweet. They have been mad at him since the vaccine because he told them, "Suck my dick, I'm not getting it." And they couldn't get him for that. So what they did was, and they tried to get him very hard for that. Even Stephen A. Smith out there being the media piece and being like, "Tyree needs to do this. Tyree needs to do this. I have a terrible hairline," and all that shit. And they couldn't get him for it. So then, like, anything. They were looking for this guy to do anything, and he did. And now they're going to punish him, and now they're going to rope him up, and
Royce,
they're going to do the same thing.
Did you see Stephen A. on Kyrie this week?
No, not this week. I missed it this week.
Dude, I gotta say, I was actually impressed. He was like, Kyrie got it right. He got it right about the vaccine mandate. And I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Really?
Like, yeah, he said that. I couldn't believe it because you're right. He went hard in the paint on Kyrie.
You guys are missing it. They're not mad about the vaccine mandate. They're mad that he exposed flat Earth. But go ahead.
Or that.
Could be that.
That's the truth bomb underneath it all.
That's if that's the case, it's a smart move. We'll concede a little bit on the vaccine. We'll really hammer the Jew stuff. It'll distract completely from the flat Earth.
You guys are like not looking at the right
Earth
shit.
is flat, Israel doesn't exist. That's my theory. I mean, honestly, it's called Palestine in my head anyway.
And there goes the YouTube channel.
You're allowed to say that. You're allowed to say that. Elon Musk used to say that shit.
Dude, I did a whole episode on the N-word Joe Rogan thing, and that stayed up and never a thing. Said one little eensy-weensy thing, not even me, it was Top, about the that thing that happens every 4 years in this country, and God forbid, and fucking there's your strike.
So wait, what did Stephen A. What happened with that?
They were just asking him, or not asking him. He was basically doing his normal pontificating.
Can you do an impression of what he said?
Oh my God! He said, "Kyrie." No, I can't do it. He said,
"There's no way to do it without sounding like a minstrel show." I've tried.
I know. I will sound so racist.
Mine always comes out like zappa zappa doo zappa dow. I can't.
Get the pudding pop.
I have this mask if you want.
Stephen A. mask.
I mean, in this day and age, that's, I guess, a form of blackface, impersonating a black man. Sure, yeah.
You want the truth about this mask? I'll be honest with you. It was for a while ago, and I was just looking for an old man mask, and I didn't really notice it. I ordered a black one because Amazon has like all the pictures at the same time, and I thought whatever. I think because I'm racist, the default one has to be white, right? Turns out, old black man. So.
Hey, has anyone even looked into what Kyrie's actual takes are on the Jew stuff? Because the vibe I'm getting is this is just like the generic ignorant.
He's a black Israelite.
Yeah, which I mean, I don't care. Shit's based, but like the idea that's anti-Semitic.
Did you hear them taking him down for share? But did you hear that reporter going after him for just sharing an Alex Jones video from did he made from the 90s? That was another wild one. Like they went after him, and he goes, "So do you support Alex Jones?" And he's like, "I don't support the Sandy Hook thing, but like I shared something that he posted in 97.
It was all about secret societies, and it's true." And that's what he said. I was like, yo, I love this guy.
And then he goes, "I got to say what I want." And the guy kept going, but I got to say what I want. I got to say what I want. I got to say what I want. And he does get to say what he wants. Dude, this is fucking wild. Like, there's this fucking very specific kind of magic going on right now where they have gaslit black people to thinking they're the biggest victims, but in reality, all it takes is one guy to say something or share a link they don't like, and they go, "Oh no, you're not. Oh no."
And all of a sudden, for no reason,
Anomaly nailed it yesterday.
Anomaly said it on Liberty Lockdown last night. He's like, this is the grievance card Olympics, and the blacks just found out that they are not in first place.
Nope.
It's the facts.
Second.
Like,
and by the way, let's go crazy. They're not even top 3 anymore with the trans movement. Like, honestly, they've been pushed down.
and black men might as well be off the fucking podium entirely. Like,
no, they don't even fucking count. But it's just so funny because like you really start realizing that and then you start if you're just your average black man walking around, you start thinking like, wait a second, why are all these people that have so much more money than me bigger victims than me? It doesn't make sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're way better off. By the way, statistically, and this is just true, statistically, have a higher IQ, make more money, have a better life, live in better neighborhoods, a better life expectancy, all
better
that
hats.
stuff. Better,
have more wives,
but definitely have more. Definitely have more wives.
Their wives give worse blowjobs.
Less foreskins. But first off, I want to talk about Bull and Branch sheets. Okay, if you need to cut a hole in the sheets to have sex with your wife, you're gonna love them, folks. They're amazing.
You know what's weird? Ari Shaffir is saying like his latest special is just called Jew, and he made all these jokes that you're making, and it's like it's so weird that if you are the category in question, you can say whatever the fuck you want, but if you're not, then you can't basically you can't talk at all.
If you guys ever get a chance, watch Ari. He found out on stage about the Kanye stuff. It's 6 minutes stand-up set. This is before the Jew special came out, and it was just him fucking ripping it apart. He goes, well, he was saying like, yeah, but who was he talking about? And he's like, his agents, right? Because he goes, yeah, that's what I say. Go tell your Jews to fucking relax your schedule. And then he goes, and if anything, the only reason Jews should be mad at him is that he was charging $100 for a white T-shirt. And I was like, that's really funny. And then he goes, no, actually, Jews should respect him because he was charging $100 for a white T-shirt. And I'm like, all these jokes are funny. And honestly, if Ari would have said this, if Ari would have fucking been the one that said Jews control the media, and he has actually, and if he were to say things, share that flag Israel, but Ari Shaffir, but this is why I'll always love him, and no one will ever make me, no matter what he says. He did The Amazing Racist. The Amazing Racist is one of the funniest things, and if you can still find it, it's great. When he had send black people back to Africa, and he had a boat, and he was trying to get them a free cruise back to Africa, and he was trying to bribe them with basketballs.
I forgot that was him. Oh my god,
that's him. Remember, he was also the one that went into a black neighborhood, like a really black neighborhood, with a Klan outfit to get it dry cleaned. And they're like, you better get the fuck out of here, man. I'll fucking kill you. He went to a Chinese restaurant, started throwing planes at them and saying, kamikaze. That kind of shit, like, that's why I think he's funny. And I think you're right. I think these are jokes that we all used to make. I think these are things that we all used to say. And it's just everything's elevated to like 11. Like,
I guess what the world was better.
Ice Cube said the same shit about that Kanye said. Ice Cube said the same shit, and now he's doing Are We There Yet? You know? So it's not just that this hasn't happened before, it's that it's the further away we get from the terrible incident, the bigger victims people act like. And it's like, all right, man, you would think over time you would start going like, all right, we could start moving on. But now it's like, what? You think that all the Jewish people around you that are absolutely, dude, you saw the fucking text that Kanye's fucking trainer sent that I'm going to have a conversation with you.
Get your kids taken away again.
I'll get we're going to drug you up again and you're going to have your kids taken away. And you're like,
it's wild shit.
I've never seen something like this. Not even Mel Gibson got this treatment.
Yeah.
Harley Pasternak, for those that aren't familiar, Google the text from him to Kanye. It's unbelievable. And then find the thread where someone breaks down his history, and he worked for the fucking Canadian military government, where it looks as if he is basically a handler for the New World Order or whatever you want to call it. And he was also in contact with a litany of stars that have ended up dead. So
he's also why you feel gay when you look at Ellen Page now.
And Ellen Page, thank you. That's exactly what I was going to say. And the Ellen Page thing, like
I still jerk off. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Still chick. It's just like maybe I could be into dudes now. I don't know.
It's like banging a CrossFit chick. Who gives a shit? Like. Who cares? Like, you think I give a listen? I don't give a shit. You were hot in Juno. I'll just think of that. but it's so funny with that kind of stuff. It's like
I love
that
he
guy,
goes for when she was like underage. And she was
yeah, whatever. She was great in Trailer Park Boys when she's 12.
Good reference. A lot of people don't know that one.
Yeah, she was pretty funny on that, believe it or not.
Great show.
But it's this, the quote unquote trainer in training in what? Because he's also Lizzo's trainer, and that's not working. So like, I know this always and I'm with my people, so I could say this, but tinfoil hat theory or not, it's like it's a some sort of organization. You could call it the government, you could call it the deeps, you call it whatever the fuck you want. Some organization with power sends out these trainers, these people that go and they work with all these celebrities and they get them to send the right messages, and this is what you need to do, and we need a new person to be trans, so let's take Ellen, who's fucking already kind of looks like a dude, and turn her into a dude, and it's this manipulative stuff, and they get into their fucking ears. And then they control them. And the moment one of them fucking tries to get away, can you imagine a fucking personal trainer telling that one of the best rappers that's probably ever lived, like him or not, that's a fact, that's probably ever lived, giving him an ultimatum? Can you fucking imagine a trainer giving Tupac that ultimatum? He'd be dead. Like,
oh wait,
yeah. I'm like over 95% convinced there's probably some sort of three-letter organization with that shit. Because, like, I don't know, like one deep dive I've done before is you look into like who was the dude? Charles Manson. If you look into like the ties to the feds with him, I forget the name of the book. There's a book where they really went into the whole MK Ultra shit with him, and then other weird connections, and how infiltrated the Hollywood was by the feds. And that was decades ago. And that makes you wonder to what point it is now,
Just while we were talking, I was thinking about this. Like, you know how you can never really figure out like why someone makes it. Like there's like really, really talented rappers out there that don't make it, right? And there's really, really talented comics, and there's really talented actors, and like whatever the category is. But then you consider the PR apparatus that exists within Hollywood, the public relations. Like, that's how you. Yeah. That's how you make it, is basically like you just have to be uplifted by the PR people can put you in fucking Time magazine, and they can put you all over the place so that you go from nothing to the Kardashians over a couple year period. Like, this is how they make people. So if they can make people like that, they can break people like that. And I think that's really what it is. But back to the story with Harley Pasternak, the Canadian government, they did their version of MK Ultra studies in the same place that this dude went. So so he was trained up in CIA type shit. So like, yes, I agree with you. Like, I think this is CIA, deep state paired with WEF paired with like whatever the fuck the thing is at the top, man. Like,
it sounds crazy if you start doing digging. And by the way, it's Chaos by Tom O'Neill for those who are actually interested. Great fucking. He was on Rogan before. He's like done a whole bunch of journalism on like. Started out with an article, ended up doing like decades worth of work trying to dig into Charles Manson, and found all the connections to MK Ultra, Hollywood, the feds, all sorts of shit. But yeah, no, shit's wild. Anyone bring up a fucking super chat? Forgot about that guy Stroking and Reed show. I saw that live. Yeah, no, that shit was wild. The dude is like a deeper story. I haven't dug into it, but there's a lot of weird shit with that guy too.
Yeah, that guy's a weirdo. But to get even crazier on the Kanye thing, or just like fame in general, it seems like anyone who reaches like this weird pinnacle of fame has given up. They call it like a blood sacrifice in the conspiracy circles. And for Kanye West, it was his mom. For Michael Jordan, it was his father. And it just go down the line. Most of these people that reach these like unattainable levels of success have all like lost someone, or there's been like a tragedy or something weird's happened in their life. And it's like, I don't know. People like to get into this blood sacrifice
I like
stuff.
To call it the Bambi. I like to call it the Bambi theory.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know it sounds like a joke, but think about it. It's Disney. I mean, you want to talk about MK Ultra? Disney trained us that way, didn't they? How many movies when we were kids was the mom dies in it? All of them. It's in a creepy amount, right? Where they were all that way, and they train. And I know that people say that shit sounds crazy, but it's like, no, I agree with you. Like, it's like, now intentional, planned. Who knows? To me, it always feels planned. I don't fucking trust any of these people. I never will.
Influenced, at least.
Yeah. But if you would have told me that out of all the people on the fucking internet, Jason Whitlock would be so fucking based about the
Dude,
JQ
so
stuff.
based.
Because every time I see Jason Willock on Tucker, it's like, the Bible and Jesus and, typical conservatives and this and that. But then all of a sudden, when he came out to fucking both barrels, because I don't care who the person is. If they're telling the truth, they're telling the truth.
Dude,
and I'm like,
he shared that one Bible verse.
Revelation 2:9, baby.
Yeah, I remember he shared some Bible verse that was like super based on the thing. It was like essentially about the idea of like people faking being Jewish, and it was like the most based thing. It made my dick hard. Like Jason Whitlock tweets have been getting me hard as fuck lately. And I'm not even like of the like Christian conservative like,
no, me neither.
thing, but I'm like, that's fucking dope.
Can we talk? Can we talk for a second about owning the well?
Slaves?
Let me back up a little bit. Yeah, let's back all the way up to slavery. No. I was just gonna say that like anyone that wants to be in showbiz is kind of like already a little bit mentally ill for the most part. Like they desperately want, love and attention and yada. So like they're already an easy mark, right? It's like it's already a target that if I was a CIA guy, I'd be like, yo, like this dude is easily manipulated. If we just prop him up and then we can threaten to take it away, he'll say whatever the fuck we want. These people will never ever get out of line. So when they get that one like just otherworldly talent that they know they're gonna make it regardless of what the fuck you do, like that's Kanye. That's Tupac. That's a handful of guys that like they just know. Like
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, Michael Jackson too, and his life kind of got ruined, and maybe for bad reasons.
Is he not just still rocking out there, fighting the good fight?
He called them. He called them out too. People forget Michael got in trouble also for calling he called the Jews out as well. He apologized.
Did he really?
Yeah. Look this up. This is real. He got in trouble for it, and it was another one of those comments very similar to the Ice Cube thing. And it was like they're like they don't leave me alone,
and then that child
in the song remember in that song Black and White when he goes, do me, drew me, everybody
Michael Jackson.
That's what he was talking about. That's what he was talking about. Jew me, like you're Jew. He meant that, and he talked about it quite privately. People said he talked about it like that. Like here, Jackson in trouble after anti-Semitic phone rap. Michael Jackson has been making overtly anti-Semitic remarks during a phone call describing Jews as leeches that conspired to leave him penniless. They suck, said Johnson. I'm so tired of it. They start out the most popular person in the world, make a lot of money. It's a conspiracy. Jews do it on purpose. And here's the thing. Here's the crazy thing. It's so funny, Clint, because you didn't even know that, and I just proved your theory right.
Yeah, dude.
He's another one, a fucking unworldly talent. That's
Royce,
another guy.
Please stop noticing things. You're gonna get us all in trouble.
Yo,
I apologize.
Who was the pop star kid that died last week?
Aaron
Carter. He said the same shit.
And he said that he was told by the FBI that they would give him money basically if he fucking were to rat out Michael Jackson.
And that, by the way, I'm a believer. I honestly, people fucking make fun of me. I don't think he did anything to those kids. Especially, I think that the people that came out and started saying shit were already discredited, and they only came out after he died. People that, by the way, in the past went on the record saying he never did anything to me. Then when he died, all of a sudden, no, he did everything to me. Look, I don't even like Corey Feldman, but Corey Feldman's a fucking nut job, and he even said Michael never's done anything. Macaulay Culkin. Go down the list of the people that have said that, and then the people that all the other people got really nice payouts. All the other people, and that came as a warning shot because he didn't want. If you really dig in the Michael stuff, it's pretty nuts. Like he was done. He was overworked. He didn't want to do this anymore. Like the guy was literally working since he was a kid, and using his own words, he said the Jews got their hooks in him, and they wouldn't. They just ran him to the ground. Every concert, every day, every song. You have to work. You have to work. You have to work. You have to work. And I'm not saying the guy wasn't fucking crazy on his own. He might have been, but then again, those are the people. When you're that talented, you have to be crazy, right? Like Kanye's a little nuts. That doesn't mean he's wrong about stuff. Michael Jackson a little nuts. That doesn't mean he's wrong about stuff either. But those are the easiest people to prey on it. And there's something I want to add on to what you were saying, Clint, and also you, Top. The other thing that I've noticed, and I've noticed it a lot because I watch a lot of these LA fucking comedy jerk off podcasts, and most of them one thing I've noticed specifically with the LA comic podcast, and I think it's indicative of Hollywood in general, and I think these are also part of a 3-letter agency thing. They're all in therapy. Everyone's in therapy. Everybody talks, and when you hear these people talk, they have different therapists, but they all say the Same things, the same. Speak your truth, find your center. A bunch of this gobbledygook.
Yep.
And
how hard would it be for the CIA to basically uplift through PR agencies, through their connections in Hollywood, the therapist that the stars go to see?
You don't even have to do that, dude. It's literally college. Every therapist does this.
True.
Yeah,
but I mean, there's still some, like, they couldn't risk that. They couldn't risk some based ass therapist that's like actually in there going like, "Yo, what about the JQ though?"
I'm 100% willing to say therapy is for effeminate men and women. That's about it.
An interesting thing about the Michael Jackson case, if you guys go back and look at it, they get his name wrong on the court documents. It's not the correct name. And the seal of California on the video.
That's a wild dig. I've gone down that dive. Yeah, go on.
Is like, I think it has like too many stars, or there's not enough stars on the seal.
What the
it's
fuck?
Just it's
Dude,
bizarre.
go check out the tinfoil hat episode on it. I don't know. I mean, I couldn't give you a number or anything, but it's wild. You're like, okay. I mean, maybe you're full of shit, but there's some wild shit going on.
Can I throw another one in the mix? Amy Winehouse. I'll throw another one in the mix.
Oh boy,
a lot, and not saying she wasn't her prompts, but there was a lot of stuff that you look about her and being pressured and doing stuff, and it's always this.
And another transcendent talent too, like one that's undeniable.
Amazing singer. You say whatever you want about how she looked or with the junkie stuff, whatever, fine, amazing. But you're right. I think I agree with you guys. They're scouting like football. They scout, they see who's coming up, who's the guy. Okay, this is the guy. This guy needs to push our message, because we always ask, man, why is it like 99% of Hollywood and 99% of the music industry? And you go on Twitter, they all agree, and that you think, like, statistically speaking, that's impossible, right?
Right. Yes,
it's not. It's not
Dave
because
Rubin, I agree.
It's not impossible when you're actually controlling their fucking brains. Like, and I think that's really what it's almost like ESG for Hollywood. Because they have their entire network, and then they also have these examples where, like, if someone gets out of line, like if you happen to have some of your own independent thoughts, which I don't think most famous people do, but for those that do, they're like, hey, we're gonna crucify Kanye West in front of all of you. Just so you know, don't ever fucking cross us. Oh, yeah, Kyrie Irving, the greatest ball handler of your lifetime. Yeah, he's done because he shared a fucking link. He didn't even say anything about it. He just sent out a link, and they're like, your career's over, you bitch. It's insane. And I think that these are lessons that they're trying to send to people. And I'm hearing it loud and clear. And I know they're hearing it, but they're so fucking scared. They can't talk about it. They can't say anything. So
and all of a sudden, black people could be racist again. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, I love it so much.
They're gonna have to really do some maneuvering, the right wing, because when Trump comes back and runs, forget about, like, a lot of conservatives are neither here nor there about the vaccine and his stance on it. They'll look past it. But the JQ here, this is going to be a big question for the America First people, the ones that are up, that are awake. And when Trump comes back in with that bullshit, he's gonna say, like, how he got booed when he was promoting the vaccine on one of his tours. They booed him. If this comes back up in a certain way about, like, whatever Jewish people, you know what Trump is going to say. And I feel like his base is not there. Right now, they're not. They are like waking up. So it's going to be very interesting going forward. See how that plays into the matter.
Well, and Kanye brought up, Jared and Ivanka, and like how he felt like that community was basically the reason that his presidency was being derailed. And I was like, holy shit. And then Aaron Carter tweets out the night before he dies, Kanye hit me up. Like, that's his last tweet. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Okay, but here's the thing. I have context on that just because I was looking at that.
Oh, please.
So what he was talking about was, and I found this out too, because I thought it was weird. Aaron Carter was just on that No Jumper show, and he was saying stuff like, I want to talk to Kanye. I want to tell him why white lives don't matter. He was virtue signaling. It was virtue signaling bullshit. So it wasn't in a cool way. It was kind of in a fucking gay way. I don't really fucking care that he Whitney Houston himself, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. All the people jump into conclusions about Aaron Carter. Like, let's be real, dude. Motherfucker looked like a crackhead. Like, I'm not really at all the least bit surprised. I don't know, maybe there's some deeper story to it. I wouldn't be.
And we're all conspiracy nuts, but that's not that's not one that I'm getting no alarm bells. There's nothing, like, honestly, I didn't even know the fucking guy existed. I completely forgot.
So did I.
Yeah, he sang the Pokemon soundtrack in '96. Show some respect.
Fair enough. Put some respect on his name. But let's be honest. We just talked about Michael Jackson and Kanye West and then Aaron Carter.
Tom, you can't just start a rumor like that. Tell me if it's true or not.
Yeah, he did.
Like the Gotta Catch 'Em All song? Like the actual
song?
He
had like it was the one with fucking, you remember that OG shit with Mewtwo?
Oh my God, it's called Have Fun with the Funk, sung by Aaron Carter, and
I had it on CD, doggy.
Pokemon.
I remember it.
Holy shit, this is hilarious.
Put some respect. Yeah, put some respect.
If I threw a party, would you be
like
there?
the Mewtwo one? Like he like it was like legit for like that movie.
That first one, remember they gave the
one that really
theater? Yeah, that was the best one. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh my God, this is fucking hilarious.
The feds totally killed me. I believe it now.
No idea. Have some fun. Okay, hold on. Can you hear this? Can you hear that?
Yep.
Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed.
Is this playing the movie too?
No, I'm just playing the audio of the song.
It was in the movie, yeah.
It was? Okay, well, because sometimes the soundtrack, they'll have something that wasn't actually in the movie, so.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right, well, okay.
How dare you come over here saying he's a nobody? The fuck?
His fucking legacy will live on. All right, that's actually pretty epic. I'm not going to lie about that. Yeah, fuck. No, this sounds super crazy. People aren't inundated. But when you start digging Operation Mockingbird, Northwoods, Operation Gladio over in Europe, I've covered Oklahoma City extensively. Like, and once you realize these are things that happened decades ago and you just extrapolate from there, like, well, what are they doing now? Like crazy shit. Like they're already doing crazy shit. They were doing MK Ultra back in like the fucking 50s. So what the fuck do you think they're doing now? Oh, they just stopped? Like,
no,
okay,
Agenda
sure.
2030, and they're locking you in your fucking house for the past 2 years. What do you think they're doing now? It's like it's all like we're actually living it. It's like they're not doing studies, dude. They're like it's fucking the rollout is here. Like it's whatever their fucking plans, everything they learned over the past 100 years with that fucked up operations that they were running. They're like, all right, it's game time. Let's fucking go. And I am not enjoying it. I do not like being a lab rat in their fucking sick. Disgusting studies.
The wild shit is 50 years from now. Like, maybe we'll still be alive, and there'll be people going on like, you know what? Yeah, they declassified the Agenda 2030. They did this, they did that, but you know what? They're not doing it now. Like, it stopped. Yeah. They got caught. No one really got any substantial actual trouble. They were kind of like, I'm sorry, kind of fucked up, but like decades after it happened, and the people at that time was like, nope, no way they're doing anything now, not at all. It's just this like retard syndrome that just continues on and on and on. It's like, what makes you think they stopped?
I like that instead of Down syndrome. Retard syndrome. That's great.
I think it's funny. Retard syndrome. I actually really like retard syndrome.
Yeah, I would use it if I didn't value my channel.
Yeah,
I say retard all the time. You're fine with retard.
Okay, good.
One last conspiracy theory to see if you guys subscribe to it.
Elon
Musk, hands down. Elon Musk buying Twitter has nothing to do with free speech. It has to do with his AI system. It's a great data mining system for his AI. He's even tweeted something like owning Twitter is not the end goal. It's for the next thing. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, no, what it is he's an AI that was given a simple directive, and he's just following it to his conclusion. That's what.
But see, here's the thing: even if it is for AI, wouldn't your AI be better if you had people actually speaking their real thoughts? Like, wouldn't that be more productive?
Here's the thing the problem with his AI is actually apartheid intelligence, so it's a little different. Where it's a robot that does not want to live with black robots.
That's
It'd be awesome. It'd be awesome if his AI censored Black Twitter only.
They're really funny.
All right, speaking of conspiracy theories, Tulsi, do we think she's a controlled op? Because, dude, I don't know what is going on with her lately. Like,
do me a favor, can I see her butt? That'll help me because I feel
everyone brings this up. Her butt is nothing. She's cute. Her butt is
sure. I'm sorry. I think we'll talk about her being.
I am an ass connoisseur. Like, her butt is like
it's
perky, it's tight, it's nice, but it's nothing special.
Jose,
That's just
Jose's
it's
got
just a bizarre statement. I mean, for the political class, that's an ass.
Yes, for the political class, it's a grade A ass. That's top
It's
line.
like-
we here for fucking Ice T's wife Coco. Like, how big ass do you
I know
want, bud?
exactly.
That's what Jose wants. Yeah.
Well, Jose never sees a woman and he's like, I wish she was smaller. Like, he's just never thought that.
I mean, that's not true. I've seen Lizzo.
She's
like-
perfect, right? It's just how she is.
No,
It's like a
my
J-Lo
thing is
thing, though.
hourglass, and the bigger you can make that hourglass while still maintaining the hourglass, the more impressed
He
I
doesn't
am.
care if it's 500 pounds. If you've got the hourglass thing, he's in it.
Dude, I'm fucking like, whoa, holy shit, how you pull that off? And I don't mean with shapewear. Like, you gotta go maintain
He's not
that
lying.
shit.
He has shared some sumo looking bitches that are like hourglass
Yeah.
figure, and he's like, I'm
He was-
a looking, I'm a liking.
He was
You're
simping for
broken,
that
man.
that Rhode Island senator, that bitch that was twerking on her head.
Hell
on the
yeah,
beach. Remember
dog.
that?
Dude, yeah.
No.
Oh, come
Thank-
on,
dude,
man. Have some
he-
fucking pride.
She looks like she stinks, though. I'll give it that. But you know, aside from
great.
that
See, that's-
body,
That's the main reason I don't like fat bitches, but fat people more
I
broadly.
thought you were going to say black woman.
it's not a function of her size. Well, I assume she stinks.
I'm just telling you, like you get north of 3, you just the
Oh, yeah,
odds of
what's
you
your
smelling.
That bitch is not north of 2. Let's be real. I don't think she's more than
Are you,
180.
Lizzo isn't over 200?
No, we're talking about that one, political bitch who did the one ad twerking, right? Isn't that what we're talking about?
Oh,
Yeah.
she's 200
Yeah.
for sure.
No, she's not 200. You're fucking
Not
lying.
2 bills for sure.
No.
Yeah, that's big. Black women
Unless
are
she's
very
6'4".
dense. Black women are very dense.
Yeah, and
Yes.
she's got the extra bone in her leg.
I mean, you know what? I don't even care.
That
She'd
weighs
be
like 2 or 3
6'4",
pounds.
200 pounds. As long as she's got the hourglass, I'm here for
You
it.
see, the
Yeah.
black senator has a higher thigh bone. Like, give you the Greek impression.
It's that extra muscle in the ankle.
Yeah, it makes them jump higher.
let me say, I've met Tulsi. I talked to her for I don't know 5 or 10 minutes, and
Does she smell nice?
Oh, I bet
she
smells
does,
amazing.
and she
have a
seems,
pizza face in person too.
She seems really nice and sincere in person. Her connections with the World Economic Forum are not, they're actually not strong. Like I know the conspiracy theorists say like, well, she was listed on that. She was listed on it, but like she's an upstart politician. She's a military vet. She's trying to get into Congress. World Economic Forum calls you up and says, hey, we have a lot of political connections and we like what you're about. We'd like to, list you as a young global leader. As far as I know, she never flew out to any of the Davos meetings. She never like had any backroom meetings with these people to fucking sell her soul or anything like that. So if someone could provide evidence of that, then I'll start to be more concerned that she's a Justin Trudeau, Gavin Newsom type charter.
I worry about her gun stuff. Because
She's
that's
got
the
better
biggest
apparently,
issue.
but,
Well,
and better
rhetorically, she's gotten, super red pilled on basically everything we want to see. The question is it sincere or is she reading the tea leaves? Is she moving with the political winds? And no one will have the answer to that. No,
It's her endorsements are concerning.
I
I also
feel
want to
I feel like if
caveat.
she takes her top off, it'll
Yeah.
like really like help us decide.
it would help me clarify some things.
Yeah, because then I'd be
Yeah.
like, I'm wondering if the dark areola is lighter. I have no clue.
It's so funny you said that because literally as you said it, I was thinking about her areolas.
It's weird. I wonder because there's could be really dark ones or really light ones, and I don't know how coconut milk mommies look.
Literally, they could be anything, any color
Well,
under the sun.
Oh
It's
my
gotta
god,
be-
it's fucking Schrodinger's bra.
I imagine
be
they're
dark.
darker.
Yes,
Yeah.
because there has to be contrast. The reason
You're right.
Yeah.
you have areolas so the baby can see, they have poor vision. So yeah, they're definitely darker.
Yeah.
If that helps you make a decision on her two-way stance.
Thank
Hell
you,
yeah.
thank you so much, Top. I mean, that's what you're here for, man. I mean,
Science.
knowing how blind babies are, we wouldn't know any of that.
I just want to make sure we caveat though Clint's take on Tulsi with. I do remind you guys that even among his Tower Power Hour homies, we're still not entirely sure whether he's a Fed or not. So bear that in mind. I assume all my friends are Feds until proven otherwise.
I mean,
so-
I definitely am.
Do
Just
you
so
think
know.
I could speak so eloquently about the CIA and MK Ultra if I wasn't involved in it at some point? Come on.
It's a fair point, but you never know. There's some stellar guys in Quantico occasionally, So if you're a Fed, you're among the better ones. I'll give you that. I like
yeah.
it.
You're one of the good ones.
Oh, dude, I am top notch.
I can fix him.
I'm deep cover in the LP as a Fed. That'd be fucking rad, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God.
Tulsi just gives me. I mean, it just really shows like how much of a popularity contest this is, and it's disgusting. She brings zero substance. I don't know why Reed simps for her so hard. I think she's a fucking dummy on a lot of things.
Because the
I think that her
mid-20s dude with a big old dick.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think her relationship with Joe Rogan is retarded. I just don't get it at all. I don't get it. I don't understand.
Well, her relationship with Rogan makes a lot of sense because he's also a fucking political chameleon. Like, he doesn't seem to have any like underlying principles that are static. Like, basically, if he has Bernie Sanders on his show, he sounds like a fucking Bernie supporter.
Yeah, he just had Matt Walsh on, and he sounded like a Republican. It really matters in the room.
You saw towards the end of that the abortion debate that they had.
I thought it was great, honestly. Yeah. I thought that's like Rogan at his best when he's asking the questions that I, as the audience, would like to have asked, because I don't agree with Matt Walsh on a lot of things. Like, I think that, like, I don't see gay marriage as being this cataclysmic.
No, I don't care
crisis.
about gay marriage.
Yeah, but he does.
I don't like that gay marriage was used as a Trojan horse for all the other fucking shit that came with it.
I think that's, the conservatism has really kneecapped Matt Walsh's ability to Matt Walsh, right? Yeah, his ability to make that argument fluently, because he kind of got stuck on a lot of things where they were talking about taxes and shit like that. I was like, yo, just throw that out the window. Say what you think, because I sort of do agree with the underlying argument that he's making about gay marriage, where he's saying that it is corrupting the essence of whatever marriage was, and it possibly is. I think there's an argument to it, but he needed to go a little further and say, like, take it out of the hands of the state. Let's just talk about it and how it affects society. But of course, it comes back to taxes, and he can't say fuck taxes because he's conservative. So it's just like a big. That's a hard point for him to make.
I'm gonna help you out right here because I'm conservative, and I'll say for you, fuck taxes. Taxation is theft. How's that for you? I've always
conservative.
Well, hey man, I'm just saying how I vote. I'm not saying. Here's the thing, man. A lot of people get this like idea that if you vote one way or vote the other way, that you have to 100% like be in line, and I'm not like that. I'm really not. Like, I'm not really a person who this whole like, oh yeah, if you have to agree with everything. There's a lot of stuff I fucking disagree with. Right.
Bro, I voted almost entirely Republican down ballot. Like, I was just like, because I don't even know most of these motherfuckers, but I'm like, I definitely don't want to like, if it was a Democrat versus a Republican and there wasn't a libertarian option, Republican all day.
Yeah, and that's how it is. Like, yes, but remember something, like Ron Paul 2012 got here. Please don't forget that. Like, I went to a rally at the fucking Hard Rock here in Miami, fucking like, was it 2012? Yeah, 2012 or 2011?
Dude, I can see the guitar from my fucking place.
Yeah, dude, fucking, nice. That place is pretty. I love the Hard Rock down there.
It's dope. Yeah, for
some of the restaurants there. FYI, the Italian restaurant there, go to it. It's fucking fantastic.
All right, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, it's fantastic. But it's what was it talking about? I'm hungry.
2011 Ron Paul.
Oh, 2011 Ron Paul. So it's like I am a big believer of taxation is theft. But the problem is, like we said earlier, the Libertarian Party fucking moved away from me, man. That's really what happened. And what started happening with people like Ron DeSantis is it started moving closer to what I'm thinking than the Joe Jurgensen's like, oh, Black Lives Matter, super cool, guys. Fuck off. When that became like,
dude, that's the whole reason the Mises Caucus exists, is because we are the U's of 2012 that we're just like, instead of, we just don't trust the Republicans because they're too warmongering, so we're like, all right, fuck it, like, we're gonna take the LP back over. That's really all it was.
What I want to know is, like, do libertarians not return emails, or is that just fucking Dave Smith?
That's Dave.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, send me an email, man. We'll come on the show. Sure, send me an email. I'm like,
bro, I had Jake Shields, MMA legend, set up to do a live podcast based off of Dave's request to me. He was like, yo, since you're here in Vegas for Skankfest, and we got Jake here, how about you hit up Jake, schedule it. You and I, the three of us, will record. We'll do a Liberty Lockdown episode tomorrow. And I'm like, all right, cool. I hit up Jake. Jake says, all right, I'm in. And then Dave doesn't return my call next day. And then I'm fucking there. I'm there in Vegas. So like,
Dave's moving his house and all that shit, so he's got a lot going on.
Yeah, Dave
was in Vegas with me, Top. Don't write this off. This was a 24-hour period.
Yeah, that shit was wild. I mean, Dave is like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I get he's a big guy, and he also has young kids, and I can sympathize with a lot. I mean, me and Top both have had young children, so, like, we get that. But, also, I don't know, you got to be strategic with him. I've had him on a few times, but I always I'll set the tweet notifications and I'll just wait just right, and then boom, there's the DM right there.
Dude, I don't get it twisted. I'm not even hating on Dave for that. He was so fucking busy with that event. He's got like 10 different things per day that he had to do. So the fact that he couldn't make it happen, I'm like, I totally get it. But it's just funny because whenever I hear someone who's not like personal friends with him and go like, yo, is it hard to get like in contact with them? I'm like, yes, it's very, very hard. And it's across the board for everybody. So don't feel bad.
So you mentioned Jake Shields. It's funny. I tweeted the other day because he DM'd me and he's like, well, I just got a 7-day ban. I'm like, what the fuck happened, bro? And he's like, I don't know, man. It might have been some of the Jew stuff. It might have been somebody called somebody a groomer. I don't know. And he's like, yeah. So I'm gone for 7 days. I'm like, and I was like, it fucking sucks, bro, because you're gonna fucking not be there for all the salt that's gonna happen on Tuesday. And he's like, it fucking sucks. So I just really, I think he said it ended up because of the groomer stuff that he said.
Yeah.
Dude,
Jake DM me too. He's like a homie now. It's so fucking
He's
weird.
awesome, dude. He's such a great guy. I love Jake. He's a fucking cool dude.
I was watching stand-up with him in Vegas. Him and his girl were sitting to the left of me, and he gets a text message while I'm watching, like, I don't know, Triple E or someone perform, so, who I'm also friends with now. and Jake Shields is like, yo, I got to go let Nick Diaz in. And I'm like, my life is so weird. Like, I'm in these circles with all these dudes that like I literally idolized forever. And now, like, I'm friends with them. It's just bizarre because of a podcast. Because of a fucking podcast.
Clint is Tower Power's meal ticket.
I'm working on it. I'm trying.
I'm currently on a 7-day right now for calling Dave or Crenshaw a fucking welfare whore. So,
he is.
Yeah, I can't believe it got me for that. I'm actually this is my third account. I've been way more careful lately. So it's the first one. I'm
surprised, but I guess I shouldn't be. I don't know. Sad.
Yeah. No, I mean, I call him the welfare whore for being a politician and for being prior military, which, I mean, I'm prior active duty as well. So, like, you know, I accept it.
This is the thing in Tulsi's defense. You know, a lot of people in the LP are now questioning Dave Smith's bona fides because he was willing to support Blake Masters because he's not as good as Mark Victor in terms of being a libertarian. So I'm now forced to acknowledge that there are political calculations that go into everything. And Tulsi Gabbard, you know, endorsing fucking Chuck Grassley, who sucks ass. And I just have to read it as like, all right, is she really endorsing his entire history, or is she just looking at it as this gains me political capital that if I want to make a run in 24 or 28, that it's incumbent upon me to make this sacrifice?
Well, it sounds like Clint wants some pandemic amnesty is what it sounds like to me.
No, not at all.
I'm kidding.
Doesn't that kind of come off as like cope though? Like, I mean, I get it to some extent, but
is it not true? Is it not
true? But it's also like at some points, like you make all these deals and like you're basically an own bitch, and it's like, what? The idea is that we're hoping that maybe when you get some sort of position of power, you make some concessions.
Bro, that's the whole idea of supporting Blake Masters is that he's running as a hardline MAGA America First dude, and he's going to get in there and fucking rule like an ANCAP. That's the whole concept.
Which I'm gonna be real. I haven't done a deep dive on Masters, so I haven't really weighed in on this or really critiqued one way or the other. But the little bit I've looked into, I haven't been that impressed personally.
Don't worry, he's not winning, so don't worry about it.
Okay, well.
I'm more stoked about what Dave said in the beginning, where he was like libertarian candidates, we don't do this, like defend age of consent, and he's put everyone on notice. We don't fucking do this kind of shit, and I like that. You know,
I didn't have any problem with that. Yeah, I think that is actually good advice. Is just like, hey, we're not going to run on like, just let me inject heroin and leave me in peace. Like, that's not fair.
I do feel like he was a little bit harsh, and he did apologize for it later to him on it. Because for one, that was a thing that was clipped out of context, and when I looked into it later, it wasn't as egregious as people made it out to be. It was a silly example, but I get the point he was making overall. And I don't even agree with the point because he's trying to make the point of like arguing for democracy. I think democracy's gay. I'm of the camp of libertarians think monarchy's preferable personally, but you know,
the only thing Dave could have done better in that is leave out the clown part. Like, I think it would have been fine if he just said, because look, Mark Victor was asked about what are things that should be democratically decided, and the one example that pops to the top of his fucking crazy brain is age of consent. Like,
well, I think he had a few, to be fair, but go on.
But still, why the fuck are you bringing that up as something that should be democratically decided? There's so many other obviously not questionable things to bring up, and you bring that up. It's fair that because of the stereotype about, you know, the fucking weird libertarians, that you go, hey, don't do that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I just feel like it was a little bit overstated by Dave. So this is more of a slight criticism, not really a full-on criticism. I do agree it was clunky and retarded for him to bring it up.
That's all.
But I'd also like.
I'm sorry, guys. Breaking news. I was informed Lizzo's only 260 pounds. I know we were worried about that. Go on.
Oh, she's in your range, Jose.
Okay, she's probably like my height. That's probably why she's only 260. So.
Yeah, if she was 5'10" or higher, she would be 3 bills.
That's
easy.
a big bitch. There's no way she's tall, and
like. Even if the second she's out of the shower, the BO factory starts to turn back on.
Hear me out. Worst part, skin tags.
Oh, yeah, under the armpits and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what though? Kind of I heard one of her songs the other day, and I didn't hate it.
I like her music, but here's the thing. I can't respect any woman. Like I've got a decent sized.
You can stop right there.
I can't respect any woman.
I can't respect any woman, and I've got a decent sized dick. I'm done. That's it. That's the end of my point.
Like women have big dick. I'm Clint Russell. Nice to meet you.
Concede my time, sir. You still have 5 minutes left to speak. I'm good.
I'm good. Defense rush, Your Honor.
Make sure you follow me at Liberty Loud Pod. Subscribe on Liberty Loud.
It's actually probably a good time to do plugs. We're already over an hour and a half. Unless you guys
that was a lot of fun, guys. I had a fucking blast. I was like hanging with you boys.
Yeah, we love having you on here. It's a good time. Yeah. Definitely have to make it happen on like Tower Power or something again.
Let me know.
So, hell yeah. Well, Clint just dropped his plugs. Royce, you're the guest, so it's only fair you go first. Clint kind of.
Let me just say real quick. I have Laura Logan on Thursday, and the first time I had her on, it was a fucking barn burner. So make sure you guys don't miss that. And the end of the month, I have Dr. Joseph Ladapo, the Surgeon General of Florida, and I'm going to try and get him to fucking talk about all the shit that we're not allowed to talk about.
I hate you. I hate the people you get. I fucking hate you, you piece of shit. I want to interview him. Fuck off. I hate you. And I was born in this state, and you're getting my people, dog. We're fighting now, bro.
Dude, if you can get Ladapo to start talking about Jews, it'd be so good.
I am definitely not asking him that. Jesus Christ.
Dude, due to the act, you're never gonna get on again.
What if he brings it up organically? That's on him.
If he does, I'm clipping it and I'm putting it everywhere.
And you see with the fucking vaccine, it was clearly the Jews, and then it just keeps on like he's never said it.
That's cool. I had Chrissy Marr on today, so
hell yeah.
I like Chrissy Marr. She's awesome.
Oh, she's great.
I had Alex Stranger on, but yeah, my show. Just go to Rumble, look for Revenge of the Sis. We're going to be exclusively on Rumble starting December 1st. So if you want to check out the show, that's where the fuck I'm at doing that. And Daywave 10 a.m. on YouTube and Rumble as well. And that's pretty much it.
Nice. Make sure you guys go subscribe and follow him. Like we're not as good as his co-host too, so like it's even better. It's even more.
Oh, Mersh, yeah. We have to take him out of his drunken stupor every day, but he does it. I got to give it to him. He's like fucking, who is it, Steven Adler? They just roll him out to the drums. He fucking hammered. He still crushed the entire set. That's what he does. You put him in the seat and he fucking crushed it. You go back to fucking do this dumb shit, but yeah, man, the show's a lot of fun. But this was a fucking blast, man. I really have a good time hanging out with you guys.
Hell yeah, no, we love it.
What's Rumble's policy on the N-word?
Well, I'll put it to you this way: I'm still doing okay over there.
Okay,
all right.
So
good to hear.
We've dropped the 4 last week, and we're still good. So
why is the user interface on Rumble so fucking hideous?
I agree with you here. I can help you guys out because I have the inside track. They know that it's bad. And they're working on it. That's working on it actually really like that's like their top priority to make a better chat, to make it a better thing, and for the app to run better because the iPhone app actually runs really well. Like I tried it on my iPad, but the Android app fucking sucks. So if you do want to watch a Rumble show or a show that's only on Rumble now, my advice to you is just use the Brave browser and just go using the link, and then it works fine. It works just like you would on the PC. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I always, say this and they admit it and they're working on it. But what I always say is like, look, as far as functionality, YouTube might be a 10, but Rumble's a 7 that fucks. So I'd rather be with a chick that fucks than the one that's going to drag me along and then doesn't give me my money. So
the hot chicks fuck awful too. Let's be real.
Yeah,
so.
That's the other good point. And probably and Jewish. So Rumble has been fucking fantastic. I mean, we've pretty much done whatever the fuck we want.
That's
And they've left, and that's what we told them. It was like the thing with Rumble. It's look, this is great to fucking go in full circle here, talking about Only Left Alone. We told Rumble was like, look, the only thing we need from you guys is to leave us alone. If you leave us alone, we'll do everything else.
Yep.
And that has been with more numbers now on Rumble than we have on fucking YouTube, which is insane to me, right? Wow. It also helped that Russell Brand's there now, and fucking who's the other one, the pickup artist guy,
Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate, that guy. He's not a pickup artist, but you know that genre.
Nice.
Now he's there exclusively, but every time YouTube kicks some of these people off, they've been going to Rumble. And Grant Greenwald there now has a show now there, which is actually not bad. I watched it the other day, so you know it's growing. And honestly, man, they leave us alone and they push our show. So, and not even push our show. We're just not shadow banned. That's all we need is just put us in the mix. That's all I ever want. So. Me too. I really like it. So, I mean, honestly, and look, I'm not telling people to fucking leave YouTube. I get it. But make a Rumble account and stream to both. It doesn't hurt you. You know, all you do is build your audience because you're going to build a different audience and bigger audience than you think over there.
Yep. Yeah, Tower Power Hour is over on Rumble now. For those I just made an account, but I'm like, like you guys were saying, it's pretty clunky, and I'm a tech retard, so I immediately was like, as soon as I saw it, I don't even know how to fuck.
Royce, is there a way to mirror automatically to Rumble?
What do you mean?
Like,
well, I mean, I'll tell you what I do. So you can either use Restream, which basically, you know, you use that, which has you could go to YouTube, Rumble, Twitch all at the same time, and they give you one code to put in. But I think you might have to pay for that because Rumble doesn't because Restream is that. But there's this other new OBS thing called Prism, and it lets you put individually and even RPTMPs and everything individually stream to everything without having to pay for it. So that's a good way to do it. But I'm just saying, like, it is a little funkier. I get it. I'll help you out. DM me. I'll happily help you out. I want more people there anyway. But it's I'm telling you, it has been a wonderful experience, and everything I've talked to them has just been like, look, you should just do what you want, bring people over here. That's it. And I'm like, okay, I could do that. And
I do have an account on Rumble, and it just sucks because I have to upload my shit individually over there, and I'm like, it just
no, you don't. Even if you don't want to go live, you don't. All you have to do is go into the settings. You could mirror YouTube, just mirror your YouTube account.
That's what I was asking. Okay, if that
because that automatically, and it'll do it in an hour.
Oh, all right.
It'll do your entire backlog. Yep, it's awesome. Yeah. It did 1,000 episodes of my show in like in an hour.
Wow. Yeah. All right.
That was the biggest reason why I was like, I don't even know if I care that much. But now that I know it mirrors, hell yeah. Top, you want to drop your plugs?
Yeah, TopLobsta _ on Twitter. I will be verified soon. TopLobsta.com for the merch for everyone that you like. Go to podcastmerch.com. Check out you grab your real ass podcast shit. We're dropping some new Part of the Problem shirts, and we picked up Crack Amigos, and I have some dope designs. So probably next week we're gonna have some really cool shit coming for that.
Yeah.
So
Top, you are going to take over the merch game, and I am. I couldn't be happier. It couldn't be happening to a worse person, and I like that gives me hope, because like if someone as fucked up as you can succeed, like I feel like the rest of us.
I wake up every day and I'm like, they're gonna find out I'm so racist and take everything away from me.
Luckily, you're hitting the racist market just fine, so you're good. Like TopLobsta is the Luis Gomez if he actually held down a bitch. That's all he is, really.
Oh man, great. Sadly true.
Like 100% true. You were Luis Gomez if he was like, you know what, I'm actually going to stick with a woman and do the right thing for a long period of time, you know? So
Lord Pepsi says read super chat. So is there another super chat that you're missing?
What? I don't think I missed one. I don't see no fucking super chat.
That's a nice troll there, Lord Pepsi.
Yeah, you motherfucker.
You really got us with
that.
Lord
Pepsi's actually one of my real listeners, so that's weird.
Okay, well then in that case, there you go. You got a free one.
You're fucking embarrassing me, boy. Jesus fucking Christ!
I don't know if you fucked up. You didn't put the card info in right. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I'm Jose Galison. This is No Way Jose. Find me on YouTube, all major art packages, Odyssey as well. Support me at patreon.com. No Way Jose 2020. If you want to follow me on Twitter, No Way Jose, or not No Way, Senor Jose 2020. It's fucking doing the wrong one because I've had so many goddamn accounts. Hopefully I get my shit back soon, and at that case, I will become verified when I get my old shit. Here you go. What's upper Daywave?
Wow, you got some retarded fans, bro.
I'm so sorry, I'm gonna give him a talking to tomorrow. I'm
Really
gonna give him
Hey,
a talking to for embarrassing me.
Shout out
What's
to
that?
Fat Dave for fucking being referenced on Legion of Skanks regularly.
Yeah.
He's in the chat. I just want to, we're sending our love.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We're slowly
Yeah,
sneaking
I'm
in.
actually going up to New York. I'm just talk to actually Sagamiko. I'm gonna do his show.
Nice.
I'm gonna do a few more. I'm gonna see. I always like doing all the gas digital people are the fucking nicest people in the world.
Make sure
And
you give us
they
all
sell me
plugs.
weed, huh?
I'm just kidding. Don't you know?
Yeah, no, I know. I'm good. You know what? I'm specifically going to do it in an embarrassing manner. Don't worry about it now.
You know what? And all press is good press. Oh, you know what? Keep them coming, Lord Pepsi. Hey, come on for $5.
Thank you. At least make up for it with some money. Look at this guy. Can't even afford a shirt, a full
This
shirt.
dude, Lord Pepsi, he's a genius. You know what? I take back everything I said.
Yo, Lord Pepsi, go to toplobsta.com and put your whole paycheck down, all right?
Yeah, let me tell you something right now. You're dealing with libertarians. You give them enough fucking money, they don't give a shit what you say.
Yeah, for sure.
Not
I
at
don't
all.
care. Yeah.
Free market for retards too, motherfucker.
Yeah, use Jose at checkout for 10% off. With that, we are out, guys. Appreciate your time. This is a fun one. We'll definitely do something similar at some time, whether it's on Tower Power or here. We'll figure it out. Boop, we are out.